We got 90 minutes to start.
All right, 90 minutes. Let's go. No slow plays.
Not actually 90 minutes.
Let's go. Quick. 2-minute duels.
Welcome back to Broke Till Friday podcast. I'm Andres.
I'm Edward.
And remember, if you're on Spotify, remember to like it, subscribe it, rate it on
comment.
Spotify, comment, share. On YouTube, sorry. Like it on YouTube. Drop a comment on YouTube. Say what you want to say.
Give us a review on Spotify.
Give us a review on Spotify so it gets shared with other people who have similar interests. And then you can... And then that helps podcast.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram.
No comments?
Broke Till Friday podcast. On Instagram? Yeah, it's Broke Till Friday podcast.
Broke Till Friday podcast.
Broke Till Friday podcast.
Oh,
on
I don't have
Instagram.
access to the Instagram.
Well, then let's give you the password. The password is...
the password is these...
So, has Qatar gone too far? Is the question we're going to be answering today.
Yes. In honor of Mr. X, who is no longer here.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Talking about corruption and change and stuff like that. But unfortunately, he was unable to attend because he has to work.
I was going to say... I was thinking of something funny.
It got really quiet. I know. I couldn't think of it.
I was like, fight the X-Men? I don't fucking know, Mr.
Straight up. Yeah. I don't know. He'll be back though.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back. He's only dead for a little while. This is comic logic. No one's ever dead for sure, forever.
Yeah. So Qatar is basically, in case anyone doesn't know, they've done thousands upon thousands of
war crimes.
Yeah, basically,
basically
human rights
just
violations,
war crimes.
War crimes.
You know, it's like looking at a book of World War II. Who didn't commit a war crime?
Yeah,
you know?
Basically, but except it's now. Except it's happening
now.
right now.
Yeah, except right now.
Right now.
Literally this second. The president of FIFA is currently committing a war crime.
Exactly. Yeah, he's
As
literally currently committing human rights violations because he was bribed.
Cut to the war crime.
Josh, our editor. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
And I don't know, it's fucking nuts because they're going to a country where like homosexuality is illegal. They're like, women aren't technically people and stuff like that.
Yeah. No,
it's really bad.
Dude, it gets really bad. Like, John Oliver, like, we just watched the thing about John Oliver for context. But he doesn't go over, like, a lot of, like, the even worse stuff that, like, is coming out of there. Mm-hmm. Where, like, basically, I think Norway visitor to Qatar was wearing, like, a gay flag or something on his, like, shirt.
A rainbow. He just had a rainbow.
Yeah, just a rainbow. And he was, like, imprisoned. They took his passport. They wouldn't let him out. The U.S. embassy, the Norway embassy sent his passport and was like, hey, get him out. And they wouldn't want to let him go. They didn't want to let him go. He almost got lost within the entirety of the paperwork, but eventually they caved and they let him go out after, like, I think, like, a week or something, like 5 days or some bullshit like that. I don't know. It was a while. Literally unjustifiably imprisoning foreign nationals. Like, imagine, like, I don't know, the Qatari prisons aren't, like, okay, you know, as bad as we think prisons are here in the United States, Qatari prisons are probably worse. Let's be honest. They're way worse. They're bad here.
Makes it look like a fucking 5-star Spawn hotel.
Yeah. They're bad here. They're worse over there.
Yeah.
So imagine, like, a foreign national died in Qatar.
Yeah.
That's like an international incident at that point. I would assume.
But it's like John Oliver said, everyone's so captivated by the soccer that it's like it just brushes over all the pain and suffering, you know?
Yeah, but all you need is like, because look, do you want to know what technically ended modern day slavery aside from the bombing of Pearl Harbor? It's how do you call it? A white person died within the type of enslaving system that they had after slavery.
Ooh, indentured servitude, right?
Yeah, the indentured servitude system that only ended because a white person got caught up in it and died. And because he was unjustly thrown in that. Now, look, people don't really care until a white person dies, and that was a Norway citizen.
Yeah,
if
Norwegian
he
citizen.
had died in there, a white person had died in there. That's it. That's an international incident.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah, and it's funny too because that makes me think of, like, you know, the whole Russia thing, how the black athlete, she got caught with, like, weed and stuff like that. And yeah, it's stupid. Like, don't take weed there. But also, like, how the fuck is she being sent to a work colony because of that? You know, but again, like I understand it's like, oh, it's the law or whatever, but it's like an archaic law, makes no fucking sense. And she's being in prison for, like, years and stuff like that. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, this is an athlete, you know? Like,
well, it's not just that. It's like the issue is that Isn't technically the standard supposed to be that if you get caught with a certain level, below a certain level of crime, like as long as you don't murder someone or something like that, you're supposed to
Basically.
just get deported?
Yeah.
That's like the law. You're
Yeah,
not supposed to get
she's not a
sentenced to,
danger
like-
to anyone,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
Russia,
yeah.
and they're doing it to an American citizen.
Yeah,
so.
well, they're doing it because she's an American citizen. They know they can get away with it because she's black. Like that's the thing.
Because they're not going to go fuck.
No, no.
If it was like a white golfer or something, oh, they would have immediately
Immediately deport, or just the police probably wouldn't even prosecute it.
Yeah.
Not even gonna lie, it would never make international headlines.
Joe Biden himself would have rescued that man.
Legit. You would have seen Joe Biden like
down.
tactical gear. Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of Black Hawk down. You
Yeah,
got
just-
fucking Joe Biden down. He's like, tonight, fucking
going
2022
Die
Christmas.
Hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
just-
fucking Biden hard.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Biden
a porn
always hard.
parody.
Dark Brandon activated.
Honestly, that would have been the name of the movie.
Legit.
Coming Christmas 2022. Dark Brandon activated.
It would have been like in the Animus when a character gets serious, you just see electricity come off
he's like,
the eyes.
So, doing. Russia tried to take our best golfer, huh? Or well, one of the best. 'Cause,
Yeah, one
you know,
of the best,
if it was
yeah.
fucking Tiger Woods or something, they wouldn't give a fuck.
They wouldn't give a fuck. They would
Like,
not give a
let's say
fuck.
a white golfer.
A
Scott
white
Stuck or
golfer, yeah.
something, You know?
White is the key operative word here. That's what's gonna
Exactly.
activate them.
Caucasian. None of the
Caucasian-ass
fake whites like a
motherfuckers.
Jewish
Yeah.
person. No.
No.
Real Wonder Bread white.
Exactly. The leader of the HOA type of white.
Exactly. The mom's name is Karen Smith. Dad's name is John Smith.
Yeah.
He likes to hunt and fish. She likes to shop and eat.
And he gets mad at the Native Americans because they can fish for free when he has to pay a fee.
Exactly.
That's the sort of white we're talking about here. Like white, proper white.
Yeah, like we're not. This is not eggshell white. This is not with a hint of yellow. No. This is white. This is white power white. If this was a can of paint, the can of paint would say white power on it.
Yeah, legit.
So Qatar. Yeah. You basically need white people. Sorry,
To
you
get in trouble.
Yeah, you need white people. We need some white people to
we
go
need
down
white
there
people to-
and stir up some trouble.
Legit.
So you guys can get some
we
more
need
fucking eyes.
we need a good version of that Karen over there being like, so why can't we enter? Why can't my son enter?
Yeah. My son is the best son ever in this world. Just because he's a little flamboyant, just because he's a little homosexual. And it's like, well, probably shouldn't be yelling that out, but I guess she's supportive,
Yeah.
Where they're like, my son's gay. I can say the F word. And then everyone's like, no, you can't. You cannot, actually.
The Qatari governments are like, you can't say that, but for different reasons.
Exactly. That's our word, Qatar goes. Oh, actually, you're not supposed to speak because you're a woman. Cancelled.
Smite.
Yeah. Go ahead, I know.
Fucking.
Strike that.
Uh,
Yeah, it's bad.
yeah,
And
no, it's really bad. It's really bad.
so funny too because Qatar also lost the World Cup.
Yeah.
Like as
they're
in
bitches.
straight up Qatar, you a bunch of little bitches losing in your own home country like a bitch.
Oh,
like,
dude.
so funny. So basically, point
Yeah,
is
point is.
standings. They're too low in the standings. There's no chance of them actually winning the World Cup.
No.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Invested all that money for nothing.
Basically, let me double check. Mexico.
Well, not for
is-
nothing. I'm pretty sure they made a profit off of it.
Yeah, Mexico's on 1 loss and a tie, so we're still seeing how that goes. But
Yeah.
Qatar's at 2 losses right now, and it's basically impossible.
Is the U.S.
to
at
come
like three losses?
back. 2 ties because they tied
Two
against England.
ties.
England tied and then won. That's why they're technically at the top because in the tie and lose, Iran is the second.
Yeah.
But yeah, England is.
Yeah,
that was such a boring match.
My girlfriend was telling me that Iran lost to the British, I think.
England?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, because they're Group B.
Yeah. So, and she was like, "Come on, you're embarrassing." Like,
I mean, let's talk about the human rights violations in Iran for a second. Now,
no, dude, it's fucking
so
dude,
sad.
Like, yeah, no.
I know
dude,
I laugh,
my
but I don't know
girlfriend's
why.
No, dude. My
Yeah.
girlfriend's like shit, dude. Like, she's actually worried because she has family over there and stuff.
Oh, that
yeah.
makes sense,
And,
yeah.
and she's like, all this shit going down. It's fucking awful, dude.
In case you got another human atrocity is going on in the Middle East, in the long list of human atrocities that have been
Yeah.
perpetrated by the Middle East. Yeah, Iran, they shot that poor girl.
The fault
and
of
then
the British, to be honest. To be fair.
Straight up, they
Straight
just
up,
were
the
like,
fault of the
let's just
British.
cut up these
Yeah.
places up
You know,
here.
I like pie, so we're gonna cut this in the shape of a
Yep.
pie, and
Yep.
everyone there is gonna be fine.
Yeah, that's a mountain
Yeah.
range. All right, we'll just cut that. It's like, but we actually travel across the mountain range to go over there all the time. No.
That's
Fuck
fine,
you.
Fine. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck
You're-
you and your policies.
You
Fuck
see
and
all
your
these fucking
traditions.
spices that you
Yeah.
people have? No more.
No more.
Salt
Ours.
and mayonnaise. That's it.
They
That's all you people have.
They stole the world's spices for mayonnaise.
Exactly. Listen, mate, in it, fish and chips, some salt and vinegar.
Vinegar.
Disgusting. Imagine just putting salt and vinegar on your chips.
I don't even really like
Disgusting.
vinegar, to be honest. Like, apparently it's like a really
Horrifying.
good seasoning for stir
Horrifying.
fry.
Well, I mean,
rice vinegar. There we go.
you're not dunking it in
Yeah,
vinegar.
you're not bathing it like, oh yes, I'm gonna wash every
Wash
piece
the
of
sins away with the vinegar.
No, but oh man, it's awful. It's all bad. It's all bad.
Yeah, point is, it's all the British people's fault. At the end of the day, everything is the British people's fault. 9/11 was
And you
technically
know
the
who's
British
really
people's
supporting
fault.
Qatar right now? The Republicans.
Oh, dude, because they love themselves as fascists. We'll get to that in a bit. We'll get to that.
That's later. That's later in
Yeah.
the segment. Different segment.
So something else that's horrifying that we just learned today is Saudi Arabia is rumored to be the 2030 Cup.
That seems
Holy shit!
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is worse than Qatar. Like, imagine,
It's
literally.
like the poster child for human rights violations right now. The poster child.
Hey,
like,
remember 9/11? How it was perpetrated by the Saudi Arabian government and the people that were trained and the people that had stolen the stuff were trained by the Saudi Arabian government to try and do
remember
some
that?
instability in the U.S.
remember that? We're reminded
Fuck
every
it,
year.
let's play soccer with them now.
Don't you remember in high school? Like I don't know. Okay, because recently I watched this video that like this is a channel I watched called Decoding the Unknown. They
Yeah.
basically like go over like conspiracy theories and other like bullshit stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, this is complete bullshit. Or oh no, there's some sense here. There's something here. It's not exact, but there's some. Or I don't know why you retards ever fucking understand this.
Yeah.
But how do you call it? They recently put out a video on the 9/11 stuff, and apparently, it's not commonplace overseas to get taken to an auditorium every 9/11 and watch the video footage of the incident for like 3 years.
For funsies.
For funsies.
Jesus.
Let's literally, like at the anniversary of 9/11 in my middle school, and I think the first year of my high school, that's exactly what they did. They would call all of us into the auditorium, and they would show us footage of that and tell us, yeah, the Middle Eastern, like they would never
To try-
specify.
yeah,
They
it's
would
like,
never.
it was the Middle
specify.
Eastern people's
Yeah,
fault.
it's
Let's
the
go
Middle
get
Easterns.
them.
The
Go
Middle
get them,
Easterns
boys.
did all this. Like, and apparently that's not common overseas. I don't know why.
I know.
Yeah,
A little bit of
well,
indoctrination never
yeah,
hurt anyone,
yeah.
right? Fucking do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then
Yeah.
after that we show them 9/11, and you go, hate them, and we go,
Hey.
fuck these people.
The footage is intercut with like subliminal messaging of like
Yeah.
hate, hate.
And then the U.S. Army goes and starts recruiting people at your high school.
Oh yeah, dude. Literally, I think I had
So fucking funny.
over the course of my last 2 years at high school, I think every other week. So like for like every other week, one of my classes. This was just a coincidence with my schedule because I know other people didn't have this exact thing, but one of the classes would get canceled, and we would get taken to one of the bungalows in the back, and the lecture or the class would be just like a Marine officer, just like yes, I learned 4 jujitsu things, and like so yes, come join us at the at the Marine office. You get free college tuition, like the whole 9 yards, the whole recruitment spiel.
You ever want to kill people and go to college?
Yeah, like
Do I have the career option for you?
And they were
know?
like, no, we don't usually kill people. That's not our main job. We go to disaster reliefs. We were at
help,
Katrina.
guys. We
you
help.
know, those black people we murdered during Katrina. Don't worry about them, dude. That's fucking
Exactly.
insane. Do you know that the U.S. government not only used the military, like the Marines, and hired private military groups in order to protect rich people's homes and grocery stores so that minority people wouldn't go in and steal food during a relief
That's
disaster?
crazy.
While they were purposefully withholding funds and relief aid to those areas. Like, it's insane. Like, they made sure rich people kept their property while, like, minorities, well, poor people, really. But really, it's disproportionately minorities, disproportionately black, disproportionately Hispanic, et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera.
Mercenaries guard homes of the rich in Narlands.
Yeah, it's
Whoa.
insane, dude. Like, they would literally murder people. They had shoot on site orders.
Blackwater.
Yeah, Blackwater.
Blackwater.
Blackwater was the main one. I think there was
Of
one or two
course,
others,
it's
but
fucking
Blackwater was the main
Blackwater.
one. And they were shoot on site orders. In other words, if you saw one of these like, oh, these fucking pores coming into like your property, instant death. Just a straight like hollowed out bullet missile. Just fucking Dark Brandon's gonna fucking shoot a missile straight at your fucking chest.
They're
Like,
holding M16s, a pump action shotgun. Holy sh! Army veterans of the Israeli war in Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
And they were hired by a descendant of an old New Orleans family who made his fortune selling electronic systems to shipbuilders.
Yeah.
They were flown by private jet to Baton Rouge and then helicoptered to their place. Holy shit.
See, in my opinion, this is like
God watches out for the rich people, I guess. He
Yeah,
said,
legit.
What the fuck?
How do you call it? This is the issue I have. This is a problem inherent to capitalism, because you know that like bringing it back to what we were talking about in Qatar, that problem.
This was published September 11th, 2005.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
No such thing. No such thing.
Sorry, Qatar.
No, I was gonna say, bringing this back to Qatar, this is a problem inherent to capitalism that it has yet to solve, because it cannot function while poor people are able to access free goods. So even during the relief disasters, they can't allow poor people to have access to free aid, to any of this free. But during a disaster, there's no way to make money. How are you going to make money if none of the businesses are operating? You can't get employment. Like, at best, if you have a remote job, thank God, the hurricane didn't destroy your internet connection. Any of this bullshit. So they inherently have to let people die in order to maintain the status quo of current capitalism. They can't allow people to have a free access to goods because it would get destroyed. And you see this in Qatar as well. The reason why they have that system is because while they're an autocracy and they don't have to have as many regulations on themselves, really the problem is with the free market that they allow to operate within their system. The reason why FIFA likes these autocracies so much is because they allow the free market of goods to operate on its own, which means that they can have these types of people, like the workers, just in these horrible conditions, and have this essentially modern day slavery. Because this slavery,
was a camp.
Yeah,
They called it a
slavery,
workers' camp.
Yeah, this slavery isn't what was like old slavery. This is new slavery, inherent to liberal capitalism. It's inherent to the system that we have right now. It's horrible. It's really horrible. It's a solution that we're eventually gonna have to confront. We're not doing it right now because America's still wealthy, but Republicans, guess who they love? They love authoritarians, and guess who has them? Who's on the verge of taking over the U.S. government? Republicans. Authoritarians. There's a reason why they really like the motherfucker from Hungary, because he turned a democracy into a dictatorship. He's an authoritarian right now. And it was a fairly strong democracy, too. But he eroded the systems until he started passing laws to restrict the media. And I guess now it's just an authoritarian government calling itself a democracy. And he's in the UN. They're still in the UN.
Of course. And it's kind of horrifying how one of the biggest social media platforms is just bought by a billionaire and then run into the ground. It's like, fuck, people can just do that,
Dude,
like,
a lot of lefties are disappearing from Twitter, but guess who got brought back on? Kanye got back on, Trump got back on. Like, all the authoritarians are on. That's not a coincidence. It's because his interest, his economic interest, is with authoritarians, because that allows him to keep his capital. That allows him to keep his power. That's the reason why he does it. Like, remember in fucking 2 years ago when he was like, we can take over whatever country we want. Like, he was speaking to like someone from like Latin America, like down south. He was like, yeah, we can fucking destroy whoever the fuck we want. It's like it's like a funny jab when you're just like a nobody, just like, oh yeah, America really do be facilitating coups, huh? But then when you're like a multi-billionaire, one of the richest people in the world, that like actively lobbies to have America do this, like when you, like, it's like a difference in like, oh yeah, haha, people get shot, versus you're the one pulling the trigger, like, haha, people get shot. It rings a little bit different. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah,
Musk is fucking nuts, but
yeah.
But man, Qatar and Saudi Arabia. So like, the thing that's so horrifying about Saudi Arabia is obviously it's the same thing, right? Homosexuality is legal. Women are seen as property. They were perpetrators of 9/11, but Jamal Khashoggi was a American journalist that was murdered there, and he was dismembered.
Yeah,
it's fucking nuts. So basically, after he was shown into the office of the Saudi consul, the agents seized Mr. Khashoggi almost immediately and began to beat and torture him, eventually cutting off his fingers. The senior Turkish official said, "Do this outside, you'll put me in trouble," the consul told them, according to the Turkish official. "If you want to live when you come back to Arabia, shut up," one of the agents replied, according to both the official and the newspaper. Horrendous tortures were committed on Khashoggi, who came to the consulate for documents. They found him in Turkey.
Yeah.
The Saudi Arabian government murdered him in Turkey. Extrajudicial killings, and like, I mean, Russia did that shit too. Remember the nerve agents in Britain and stuff like that?
Remember that one journalist had to fake his own death in order to escape Russia, and then he came back like some weeks later. He couldn't even tell his wife. His wife came home and just found him like dead on the ground.
Yep.
Like,
It's nuts.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yep.
Is what it is. You know?
As they cut off Mr. Khashoggi's head and dismembered his body, a doctor of forensics who had been brought along for the dissection and disposal had some advice for the others. Listen to music, he told them as he put on headphones himself. That was what he did to ease the tension when doing such work, the official said, describing the contents of the audio recording. So yeah, they speculate that they had the place bugged because he kind of knew he might die.
Yeah.
But fuck, his fiance was waiting for him right outside. She waited for 18 hours. She waited for 6 hours, and when he went in, he knew he might not come back out. He told her to contact various news agencies after she waited a certain amount of time. He started recording on his watch as soon as he went in. And yeah, Turkey had the building bugged. Fuck, man. He knew he might not leave the building alive and informed Turkish intelligence in advance.
But see, this is the issue, because it doesn't matter. If once you're dead, it doesn't matter how many recordings of it. I mean, it's good that we have this. It's good that we know. But once you're dead, that's the person pushing it. That's why they still carry it out. Even if they knew the building was bugged, they might try to do that. But it honestly doesn't matter. Because these recordings, without anyone pushing them, are unimportant. It doesn't matter how much you know about a situation if the person like leading the charge is no longer there. And this dude was one of the ones leading the charge. That's why they killed him. With him gone, that's it. You know, like that's kind of it.
So they flew jetliners into the World Trade Center and got away with it, and they'll get away with this too. This was 4 years ago, by the way. They'll get away with this too because Saudi Arabia has the world's second largest oil reserves.
Yeah,
they have everyone by the balls. If you cross them, they'll crash your economy. And then someone said, "I can't wait until the biggest economies dump petroleum and the Saudi royals get eaten by their people." They'll flee to Switzerland if things ever get dicey. Gaddafi wishes he'd done that.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah, Gaddafi got murdered. in the street,
fucking
but
Mussolini tried to. They got him disguised. Someone noticed him and they fucking hung him upside down.
Yeah,
dude, I can't okay, I know it's kind of morbid, but a lot of people for all the other fascists that are doing that, that are on Twitter and stuff, a lot of lefties end up posting pictures of Mussolini's dead corpse when they hanged him right underneath their tweet, and it's fucking glorious.
I'm trying to see because they had it's pretty morbid, but they had oh yeah, his final moments were captured in audio recordings, transcripts of which were subsequently made public. Okay. Saudi Arabian group apologizes for posting image appearing to threaten Canada with 9/11 style attack. Sticking one's nose where it doesn't belong, as the Arabic saying goes, he who interferes with what doesn't concern him finds what doesn't please him. Infographic KSA, a Saudi youth organization, posted a picture on its Twitter account appearing to show a plane head towards the CN Tower in Canada in a way that is reminiscent of the 9/11 terror attacks. Imagine threatening to 9/11 a whole country because they're you're sticking to where it doesn't belong. It's I'm just pointing out that you're doing human rights violations.
Look, this is why I hate moral relativists, because you know what their defense for a lot of these atrocities are that have been circling around? It's literally just been moral relativism.
Oh, it's when you say, well, they're torturing people right now. It's well, America's done bad things before too, that stuff.
No, that's even worse. That is going around, but well, not even worse. But that is also going around. No, it's when we can't judge George Washington for owning slaves. It was a different time. No. It's still wrong. You can still condemn it. There's cultures that are objectively worse. Not all cultures are built the same. You don't have to respect someone just because it's their culture. That culture has to meet prerequisites. And anyone who thinks otherwise, tell me, how do you feel if a certain country decided that it was okay within their culture to molest little kids? You probably wouldn't like that.
Exactly.
As you shouldn't.
It's well, I mean, technically, it's what they say.
Culture is different.
Mohammed had sex with a 12-year-old girl, so technically that means okay.
No, fuck you. Fuck you. No.
Our understanding of stuff as it is not that different from people before. I'm 112% sure that they were I own another well, okay, so here's the other thing, because they didn't think of them as people, it's a whole other thing where they're my grandma had these tools, and so we have tools too, it's not
they didn't really think about it like that.
But yeah,
it's not a legitimate thought process that most of the people had. They understood that they were humans. That's why there's other people that were actively trying to free the slaves, even though they were also white.
Yeah.
It's it's cognitive dissonance. They understood they were people, but they didn't care to think about it. It's the closest comparison we have in the modern day here in America would be what? Probably veganism, honestly. We are purposely ignorant of factory farming and the way we treat animals. And in the future, once fake meat is basically the same as real meat
and sustainable
and everything.
not as
We're gonna
expensive,
look back and be like, oh yeah, and then the same thing is gonna happen. Yeah. But we still know, like, if we really look into it, we're gonna understand that this is bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they were about the slaves too. They were like, yeah, if we look into this, if we think about this for too long, we're gonna understand it's bad. That's why we don't think about it at all. We just choose to ignore it. Or like for the most malicious, like the racists are just like, no, it's still,
Yeah. It's messed up.
It's fucked. It's fucked. The whole system is fucked.
I was trying to see, because they literally, like, there was a photo of them with, like, the fucking saw and stuff like that. Like, it was morbid, but let me see. They were carrying out...
It's all fucking morbid.
Yeah, let me see.
That's why I can't...
Oh, there it is. Jesus. Yeah, so, I mean... Oh, this is debunked. Never mind.
Yeah, that's why I can't stand these tanky communist types that play defense for Russia. Like, Russia is literally one of the people doing all this shit. Like, I fucking hate all these people.
Yeah, man. But so the thing is, he was so the thing is, they hacked him to pieces with like literal a fucking hand saw.
Yeah,
like a literal fucking hand saw.
I think John Oliver went over this too. A couple.
Yeah, I mean, this is 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's why.
And nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
They just
what are they gonna do?
Sorry, Saudi Arabia, and that's fucking.
Look,
that's
even if something happened, it would be the people actually committing this act. They'd be like, oh, they were rogue individuals. Like Saudi Arabia would just disavow them, and we would arrest these people.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are like literally cogs in a machine. You know how like when you're at a company, the company doesn't care about you, you'll just get fired and replaced.
Yeah.
Same thing will happen here. They'll throw them under the bus, and these are horrible people. They're the ones that actually committed the act. They're the ones chopping up. They deserve punishment. But it would only be them punishing them. It won't be Saudi Arabia facing any consequences, and they're the ones actively like doing this. They're hired by them. They're working for them. It's nothing will ever happen to the people like continuing to perpetuate this. Just like how nothing will ever happen to like the CEOs of the company that's like insider trading, like different levels of severity. But still, the power that people hold when they're high up in organizations like Saudi Arabia, that's it. Nothing will ever happen to them
because it's just the money and the power and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's
if you have a certain amount of money, that's it. Laws stop applying to you. Like you know that like Elon Musk can't really face that many consequences.
Nope.
The IRS physically doesn't have the funds to go after him.
I know. It's fucking nuts.
It
you
doesn't
get
matter.
so rich that they're like, well, we're not even gonna bother going after you anymore
because we can't afford the lawsuit. We can't afford to sustain the lawsuit.
But they can.
They have infinite money. Like look at what happened with Jeffrey Epstein. Literally, they indicted him before all the stuff came out.
Yep.
They indicted him.
But the thing is, reveal stuff, and then he got fucking murdered in prison.
He got fucking murdered in prison. But before that,
by even richer people.
The only time that any rich person has faced consequences is because they offended an even richer person.
Yeah, you can't piss off other rich people.
Fucking,
remember that?
What was the lawsuit in the early aughts with Hulk Hogan and Peter Thiel? There's that one magazine. What's it fucking called? Slater? No, not Slater.
Maybe it was on.
It was some fucking like thing magazine that outed Peter Thiel as gay, and so Peter Thiel was just like, all right, I'm just gonna put all of my money into fucking destroying you, and funded Hulk Hogan's lawsuit against them.
Gawker,
Gawker, not Slater.
Hilarious.
Gawker. Yeah, and
how Peter Thiel and Hulk Hogan broke Gawker.
Yeah, that's the clearest example because there's no need to have like conspiracy underneath. It's not like Jeffrey Epstein where like things are covered up, all this sort of thing. It's just all out in the open. Obviously, because it's like not as important. It's a fucking whatever marriage lawsuit, defamation shit. So there's not a lot of need to like shuffle things around, shuffle info, blah 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 blah. It's just all on board basically. Just Peter Thiel actively just destroying Gawker through Hulk Hogan, like So it's a clear example of it. But this sort of function happens all across the board. Again. Everything that happens, it's always something like this. It's always just a rich person defeating another rich person because that other rich person offended that richer person.
Yeah,
it's that's the only time they'll face any consequences.
Man, I don't know if this has to do with Qatar, but
yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, basically, yeah, it's the point we're making is that
enough Saudi money, law stop applying.
Exactly, because Saudi Arabia again they
has
have all the oil, they have all the money. They're gonna do whatever they want, and then we're just gonna go, oh, that's bad, and then football,
Yeah,
oh,
it's like,
soccer, the fucking World Cup, ooh.
And it really sucks because I like some of my best memories are of watching soccer. Like we're Hispanic, so I still remember waking up like bright and early, going to get the sweet bread and some coffee, pulling out my own little tray table, and like watching like the fucking World Cup. It was a whole thing. I would miss like a half a day or more of school just to watch like, oh yes, Mexico is playing. Oh, oh yes, America's playing, whatever, and I would just sit there and watch the whole thing. I can't anymore.
Yeah, I remember I literally saw the Brazil 0-7 against Germany. I saw that shit live in Mexico. It was fucking beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
Just seeing my family be like, wow, 1-0, okay. 2-0, oh, how they gonna come back? 3-0?
There is no back.
4? And they were like, the just absolute distress. Like, they were not even giving a fuck. I was like 5-0. Oh,
at that point, that's it.
6-0.
Once you get 5-0, that's it. There's no coming back.
Brazil lost in their own fucking World Cup 7-0. My God, Germany hasn't destroyed anyone like that since World War II. By God. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Good times. So
good times.
Yeah. Being like,
it's good times. You have your little sweetbread. You're there eating with the
in
coffee.
Mexico.
In Mexico. Like some of the best times. But now every time I like try to like watch it, or like I see a clip of it on Reddit or something, I'm just like, damn. Anyways, it's like, well, don't think about it. I gotta work in 5 minutes. Can't think about this for now.
Yeah.
Compartmentalize and move on. And that's us. We have the ability to forget about it. It was a 22-year-old in one of those camps, 3 years younger than us.
I know.
How
a 22-year-old.
they can't just move on from that. They can't compartmentalize.
No,
it's like,
the whole
next
fucking
thing.
trauma that they're living through. It's
like
fucked up.
they're literally they can't leave the country.
The thousands of workers who died are not gonna forget about like their families and stuff. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
It's this like harsh like reality where it's like you can't afford to think about it because you have your own problems here.
Yep.
You have like if someone dies over there, like someone gets like enslaved and murdered and all these human rights abuses, that's not going to pay your rent.
Unfortunately,
yeah. Like
there's so many problems that you can't even begin to process, like internal or external problems.
Yeah,
like that's one of the things where people go like, oh, you got to be on the grind, so you focus on the real shit. And it's like, if you're just working 24 hours a day, like you're not going to be able to fulfill yourself, or realize or work on yourself, because you're just like, okay, I'm doing this, and you're just doing tasks all day. Doing tasks all day isn't a productive way to like grow.
Yeah.
So if you're at work and you're being challenged and stuff, and you're like, oh, I'm actually learning and growing, and you're at like a good company that values you, which there's like one in a fucking a million companies that do that, it's tough. But yeah, like you've got to, I don't know, people have to. When someone gets comfortable enough where the point where they're like, wow, I don't have to worry about like rent or all this stuff isn't looming, then you start going, maybe I should start working on like this about myself, or like that's why like rich people get depressed or whatever, because they don't have to worry about anything else. They start worrying about their mental health and stuff.
That's why you get Elon doing like a fucking 12 a.m. impulse purchase of Twitter, because they're like, I can definitely fix. It's these like these like rich people are literally just like all tech heads. Yeah. They're like, I could definitely go in there and solve all these problems.
Delusion is what he's saying. Delusions of grandeur. Because someone tweeted and they were like, oh, Musk, you could definitely fix. You should definitely, if they take you off the App Store and the Play Store, you should make your own phone. We would definitely buy it.
Yeah.
We would definitely buy your phone. And he's like, yeah, making a phone probably isn't even that hard. You fucking imbecile. He's not the one making the phone. He's not the one doing the work.
He's not an engineer.
It's his workers.
He's never done any work.
He has done jack shit, but say buzzwords. And okay, maybe he has contributed to things, right? But he's not the one running Twitter.
No,
he's just
he's
tweeting shit and going, guys, disable this. Boom, two-factor authentication accidentally disabled unknowingly. Guys, re-enable this. Boom. Oh, guys, we should reinstate this person. And he did like a fucking like the will of the people and the will of God quote bullshit in Latin, which was actually taken out of context, because the full quote was like something different along the lines of like, oh, if you bend to the will of the people and like the will of God, it was like something. It was completely different, like how they say like, oh, the blood of the womb is thicker than the blood of water, right? But it's like the blood, the water of the womb is thicker than the blood of the covenant, something like that, right? Which is basically like, oh, like you should put your family above other people. But the full quote, let me find the full quote, man.
Also, oh no, that's actually incorrect.
What was it?
That was like a Tumblr edit of it. The
Blood is thicker than water. So it says, people go, blood is thicker than water, right? Which means like, oh, like you.
the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. There you go. You had it backwards.
Yeah, it's no. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So people go, blood is thicker than water, which means like stay with your family, right? That's supposedly what what they say. But the actual saying is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which is the opposite way we use it. That means the bond you've made by choice are more important than the people that you're bound to by blood, by the water of the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an English proverb meaning that familial bonds always be stronger than other relationships, right? The oldest recorded saying can be back, blah, blah, blah. But let me see.
That's
so the original phrase, because it was. Let me see. So
no, yeah, but that was a Tumblr edit. It wasn't. That's not actually a real quote. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Meaning the family you choose is stronger than the one you're born to. I don't know. Let's see.
Go on Wikipedia
Schmoop?
or go on Snopes.
Let me see. Because I don't know if they have Snopes for this. Yeah, that's. I mean. English language. Help writing me. Is it true? Let's see. 1898. It pops up on Facebook. Probably still clickbait websites.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is the original phrase. It's been pointing out there's zero evidence for the claim. No sources. Blood covenant, primitive right, 1898. It comes from an old Arab one. Blood is thicker than milk. Milk referring to mother's milk, and blood referring to not necessarily romantic love. So basically, the English interpret the phrase as family blood is thicker than water, and we've been doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But the blood of the covenant is thicker. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah,
So it's basically
really
it's most likely not true. The phrase has switched meanings over time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like it's gotten so polluted by so many people rephrasing it and doing it in different ways that we might have gone back to the original just by happenstance. But no one really knows what that original is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, money is the root of all evil.
Yeah, it's the love of money. That one's right. I know. I think that one's right.
Yeah. So see, because it's an actual like Bible quote. Too, right?
Yeah.
Curiosity killed the cat, and curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. That's the full thing. What?
Yeah, that one.
Great minds think alike, but fools rarely differ. That's the other part. Where is it? The fools seldom differ. See, so when you go, great minds think alike, and then you're like, but you know how idiots are like thinking the same thing.
I think there's a phrase for that. I think it's called what was it? Sheeple.
Yeah.
Sheeple?
You want to be the wolf.
Sheeple?
You want to be the wolf, not the sheep.
There's two wolves inside of you. One likes Dr. Pepper. The other one is trash. Get rid of it.
No, one likes Dr. Pepper, and the other likes to eat toothpaste or something else.
I
remember some shit post.
Yeah, shit post.
I love those when they're like inspirational posters that they just put like, hey, my mom said that if I could win a 1992 Toyota Tacoma, like just some dumb shit, they paste over it poorly.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
It's like
memes.
put in like a red X, and then the text is just overlaid on top.
Yeah. So we had a whole other dissertation we were going to talk through with Michael. I'm sorry, Mr. X.
Mr. X.
But he's not here. So
Mr. Eminem.
Yeah, Mr. Eminem. I think we could skip it. Honestly, we got like 20 minutes left. We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
So with these 20 minutes, we'll talk more about these kinds of memes, dude. Memes
are the lifeblood. They're the anti-human rights abuses. No, I'm not even joking. Literally, because the best way to disseminate,
everyone.
Yeah, they're for everyone. The way they disseminate information is like a great way of getting like word spread across. There you go. There's our segue.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, because truly, like memes transcend comprehension, and you know, even when I see, dude. Even when I see Arabic memes, they still make me fucking crack up.
Yeah.
Because of how absurd they are. Oh, where's the one with Peter Griffin? And it's fucking. So this one's Tyler 1, but they just edited his face, and that's just so it's stupid, right? It's stupid as fuck.
John Oliver did a segment on Arabic memes that they post to WhatsApp.
Ben Shapiro on Peter Griffin and just saying Fortnite. The only word in English I can discern is Fortnite. Funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
They should give this one the Charlie Kirk treatment, where every time you see it, they shrink the face a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk is my goodness. Those types of absurd memes, like my
Yeah.
sense of humor has gone so much straight up and I'm fucking dying
For like an hour.
but I also love what they call word salad, where like Tim and Eric, where it's just a guy talking. It's two people. They're not having a conversation. One guy is sitting there, and the other guy's talking at him.
Yeah,
you know,
like,
or like,
yeah,
or Tim. Fucking Tim Robinson, I think you should leave when he's talking about sloppy steaks. He does that shit all the time where it's a word salad because he's like, sloppy steaks at Trafani's, waking up at 4 a.m. I used to be a piece of shit. You said,
I used to be a piece of shit, but people can grow.
I was a piece of shit. Used to be. I said was. And then he's like just doing this whole like cacophony of just verbal diarrhea that he's throwing at you, and you're sitting there going, what? And he goes, I think I'm ready to hold the baby now. And you're like, no, you're clearly unstable. And then you're
gonna fucking murder us all with a baby. Like you're
this
gonna break a 2x4 with it or
up,
something.
I don't know if you saw it when I posted it, but it was
Murph.
Just Dennis is fine.
All right, well, I'm going to call you Murph. Welcome to the sack.
Thanks so much.
What are you, some kind of computer nerd?
Yeah, you got me. I'm a network guy.
Oh, perfect. I got a bunch of computer problems I'm going to put you on. Listen, wife's going out tonight. I'm going to have the guys over. We're going to watch the fish on the big screen. I'm going to grill up some brats. I got a micro brew chilling in my wet bar, and I was going to warm up some ziti. Why don't you come by if you got some triple fried pizza dough or some kind of frozen meatballs or whatever it is. You can warm it up in my microwave, or you can warm it up back at home. Bring it over pipe and hop, and if you want to bring over a vegetable medley, a crudité, figure out how much lunch meat you can spare. Maybe bring over 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of Black Forest ham, maybe a John spread, any kind of dessert, maybe a German chocolate cake or
German
like
chocolate
that.
shake, what the
make
fuck?
A big hit with the dudes is get some key lime pie, a la mode. I'm talking about ice cream on the side.
Right.
And I've got to have a bite of my homemade ziti. I'm just gonna warm her up. She's been in the freeze.
Thanks for the invite, but
You know, I love her those hot mozzarella sticks. Cube them up, put them in some marinara sauce. You have them on standby. Of course, you can't go wrong with some sour cream and onion so long as you bring ridged chips.
Ridged
Why
chips.
don't you come by around 8 o'clock, all right?
but just that where it's like he's talking at you. That's so the absurdity with which he's the jokes per minute with which he's throwing them out. He says, we're gonna watch the fish on the big screen. Doesn't elaborate. What the fuck is the fish on the big? I mean, I guess competitive fishing or what?
Yeah,
I don't know, right?
You know what I find interesting though? Absurdist humor has increased in popularity since like the explosion of the internet. The
Yes.
internet really brought about the not the concept of absurdist humor, but like really it's like main driving like existence essentially. I don't know why. I don't know what is it about the internet that like makes us all love absurdist humor, because you like that. I like everyone I know finds that funny. There's no, except for like my dad was born before the internet existed.
Wait, actually, okay. To be fair, Adult Swim was really testing with like
Tim and Eric, but
Tim
really
and Eric,
early.
Metalocalypse in the 2000s, like 2000 early
That's already
2010s.
once the internet was taking hold. That was already
I
like
guess,
in main
I guess.
internet. Like there was already
Well,
absurdist humor
then-
there.
then maybe-
like the troll.
Adult Swim and YouTube probably helped to that
Yeah.
because it spread so many people and people go, this is so funny, it's so ridiculous, but I just find it funny. And
Yeah.
then you start diving deeper and deeper into the hole, because you start on like, I can't has cheeseburgers, and you're like, stupid cat, and now it's like like literally like
The Nyan
E.
Cat. The Nyan Cat was like absurdist humor too, kinda.
Well, that one was more like just silly because this is a you're like, oh, it's a funny little thing, like the hamster dance
Yeah,
and stuff like that,
yeah.
right? But like I think absurdist is like this Loiter Squad also.
Yeah, that's
Eric
more extreme.
Andre.
That's more extreme. But
Yes.
like early concepts that aren't that like I think it's like a progression, because like now Tim, Eric Andre, Loiter Squad, that like this is all like, oh, we're like deep in it now. Like this is
Yeah,
like
they were ahead of their
absurdist
time.
humor.
They were ahead of their time.
Ahead of their time. Really early ones, I doubt would have been that absurdist to us now. Like you know how like I don't know, like what's a good comparison?
I mean, even some of the early Tim and Eric stuff, like if you look at it, it's tame in comparison to what you can see now.
You get what I mean, though, right? Yeah.
yes,
Like
I
it's
understand.
not as absurd. Like if something like that came out now, we wouldn't really consider it absurdist humor.
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty funny, but there's
Yeah.
there's better stuff out now. Like why would I see this when I can see fucking Tim Robinson be like sloppy steaks
See-
again, like.
And the thing is too with Tim Robinson, his are a little bit more realistic though, and that's the thing that kind of keeps you there. When
Yeah.
it's like I could totally picture someone being like, "No, it opens the other way," and they're like, but then they take it a step further than reality.
Do you think that it's just because of social media and the way that like people act on it? Because
Yes. Yes.
like real life conversation. I know most people don't touch grass anymore. Like they don't like
I'm
people
allergic
touch
to it.
grass so little that like we know what touching grass means.
Yeah.
But online. So like IRL, people don't talk like that. Like when we're at a restaurant,
Yeah.
no one's gonna be like
make sure to touch
sloppy
grass.
steaks,
It's finna be like-
yeah.
I
we
got
don't talk like that. No one really talks like that. Everyone's
You make
usually-
references,
might
but you
make
don't
references.
talk
That's
in
not the same
references.
thing. Yeah. Like you may like, oh yeah, remember when like sloppy steaks or whatever, but you're
Yeah.
not gonna be like
Or if we get served a steak, we go, I'm gonna slop it up, haha, and then we continue.
yeah.
We
it's just
don't
a regular-
actually.
like
yeah.
and then we start talking about like tentacle hentai or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
But
John
like
Dropped it.
online, yeah. But like online, that is how people talk.
Yeah.
Like unironically,
Because of the anonymity and the safety of anonymity. That's why
Yeah.
you can be like XX pussy lover XX on like TikTok,
On, like, TikTok.
and you duet. You don't have to show your face. You just go like, "Damn girl, that's a fine ass pussy you got there." And it's just a girl petting a cat.
Yeah.
and everyone laughs because it's like the unexpectedness, and we don't know who this guy is. Look at his username and stuff. You know.
Also just comments like I don't know. I guess now you will, but like before, like 2016, 2015, it would be rare to find like a Republican that'd be like, oh, fuck, you know, like, and like really absurd. Right?
Yeah.
But
A
online, they were
caricature.
everywhere. Yeah, a caricature.
caricature.
Everyone online talks in caricatures.
Yes.
Everyone online talks in caricatures.
Yes.
Every aspect of like a stereotype or of a thing is exaggerated.
Every aspect of your personality is
Yeah,
exaggerated
yeah.
when you're anonymous online.
Exactly. And that's essentially absurdism. That's like
Yes.
one step removed
Yes.
from it.
Yes.
Like the only difference between those two things is one is happening in the real world and the other one is happening in like online.
Which is not real, so you
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
whatever you want there.
Like Tim Robbins, a lot of his sketches wouldn't be necessarily as funny if they were just taking place online. They'd be like haha funny,
Yeah.
but like
The fact that he's placing them in
Yeah,
real,
in real life,
with
that's what makes it
normal
funny.
people,
Yeah.
and then the normal people start to break, and then they start to go in on it too with the crazy people, and you're
Yeah.
like, mob mentality. It's just so funny.
Oh,
like,
dude, it's hilarious. It's literally just internet
Yes.
shit, internet combos, normal internet combos brought out into the real world. Okay, we got to the bottom of it.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
And I think the thing that I appreciate too is all the little details that they put in there, where it's like, in another one of their sketches when they're like, they're comparing prices, right? They're like, buy premium prices. Mine are like American made. And then later on, he says, mine are fine premium prices. They're fine European ones. And he's like, wait. He said they're American made. And then later on, he says they're European. And you're like, you don't catch it because of the back and
Yeah.
forth. But, on subsequent rewatches, like with I Think You Should Leave, the first time I saw it through, I was like, okay, this is pretty funny, right? And then I kept rewatching it. And it's just the funniest fucking thing, I swear. If I show it to someone one time, they don't laugh. I'm like, okay, we'll let them cool down, and then we'll show it to them again, and then you'll start cracking up. First, you're like, stupid, and you're like, what? And he's dressed like a hot dog, and he's like, I'm not. Fuck. And he's like, because he is dressed like a hot dog with the mustard tie,
Yeah,
and he's
the
like,
red shirt. The
yeah,
brown
it's like,
suit.
so is that guy. And
But
just,
you are literally a hot dog. No, I'm not.
I know it could be any one of us. Ooh, no, it's clearly you.
I think like when you first showed me that, I think that's the perfect clip to introduce someone into Tim Robinson because that shit made me laugh the first time.
That
a lot
one-
of the other ones didn't. Like I think no, I was thinking about the shirt one. The shirt one made me laugh too, where he buys like the overpriced shirts. He's like,
he's
I
like,
don't have food to
Doug,
eat.
you fucking skunk. Yeah, and he's like, fuck you. You should. He's starving because he's using all of his per diem on shirts.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm just a little tired. And doubling down on the doubling down on the doubling down.
Doubling down. Yeah, that's literally online shit. Like when
Yes.
people are like,
Yes.
get called out for something, and they're
No,
like,
I didn't.
no, you misunderstood me. No, thanks for clipping me out of context.
I have a comment
Context,
here where
context.
you said I'm a proud Nazi. Well, actually, if you had seen the previous comments, there were also jokes, and I was saying, and it's
I'm
like,
just joking. And then you
it's
go
like-
onto their page, and it's just a Nazi symbol on their
yeah,
profile.
You were posting this on a Nazi subreddit, and that's the kind of situations that happen too, where you're wearing a hot dog costume. It could be any one of us.
Yeah.
It's like,
is anyone who disagrees with you a Nazi now?
Yeah,
It's like it's the same thing. It's like
exactly.
any one of us could.
yeah. The absurdity in that kind of humor.
the retardation.
Straight up, the
Straight up
absolute
retardation.
hysterical retardation of some people. And it's funny because there's some of them where you see them doubling down on stuff, and you're like, I could totally see someone actually doubling down on that.
Yeah. It's like, Yeah, that's how normal person acts now.
Yes.
Like,
But some of the details in the grammar that he uses too, where he's like, I used to be a piece of no, it's like I was a piece of shit. No,
absurdist memes.
yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
Point is, he said that sometimes he changes the grammar as how like a little kid would talk, right? So when one of them he's like, they said I can't show it because I showed over 200 naked dead bodies with their spread blue butts out on the floor. Really? You're gonna cancel me for that? I don't care. Take it away. I'll kill you. And it's just like, what? What? Like, who would say that? But you know,
online people, I could definitely see someone online commenting that, like,
I'll kill you. You know, like I don't care. Pull the plug. I'm done. I'll kill you. And he's like, he said he doesn't care, but then he's just threatening to kill you.
Yeah. Like fucking J.K. Rowling, like, like, how do you like IRL? No one would ever respond to someone for, like, with accusations like transphobia or homophobia. With like, oh yeah, I just look at my check and laugh.
I make money. Fuck you.
Yeah,
like, who would say that in real life? Only a huge narcissist.
Yeah.
But because of the safety of
the
online,
safety of internet.
people aren't getting punched in the face enough anymore.
No.
That's the real problem.
That's the real
People
issue.
can just be pieces of shit online, completely unchecked.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
imagine if someone had been like, Elon, what? Fuck you too. And he's like, I'm gonna go tell my dad. Tell your dad, bitch. Like,
Yeah. Because like I like even as like a little kid, I remember like rich people back in the day before the internet really got a hold of everyone. The rich people were really the only people who were allowed to say stupid shit like that. Like if so, like maybe it's just because I was also like in middle school or whatever. But like if you said some stupid shit like that, you would get decked.
People would be
immediately.
like, stupid ass.
Yeah.
Check him.
I remember getting decked, and I remember decking people too. Like shit
for saying
happened.
stupid shit.
Yeah, for saying stupid
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Like people get called out online, but then they just go L plus ratio, ha 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 ha. And it's like, wait, but I had a legitimate argument, and they're like, you misspelled something, fuck you, and then you lose.
This is the future Biden wants. The misspelling of I.
Or it's like, it's the same thing on the fucking gas station stickers. Like Biden's like, I did this, and it's like, no, he didn't. He doesn't control the oil prices.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so do you really think I should put fucking Trump Biden sticker once the prices are going down? No, they're not gonna like that. It's like, hey, I see my gas prices are going down. Thank you, Joe Biden. You know, like no one's gonna say that. It's the outrage that they want to say.
The outrage. It's the
exaggeration.
Yeah. It's the enhancements of those caricatures. It's
Exactly. Exactly.
More absurdist memes, please. Basically, we want more absurdist memes.
Oh, I will give you a 5-minute reel of absurdist. No, I probably got us claimed. Sorry, guys. No reels for you guys. But I think you should leave.
Hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should leave.
I think you should leave on
Squad.
Netflix.
I really like Loiter Squad.
Loiter Squad on Adult Swim.
Yeah. Is it on HBO Max?
I think so.
Or it's on your her too.
Yo ho ho. Eric Andre, the One Piece is real. And
no, dude.
Tim and Eric.
So I don't know. I don't think this is absurd. This is just funny. It's just toilet humor. But that soundbite, I don't know if this is where you got it from. But the way I know that soundbite is because my friend came across a video on Twitter where it was like the One Piece is real, and then it just switches to Whitebeard and his long schlong whipping back and forth, just like the One Piece is real.
Terrible. No, I haven't seen that one. Oh my god. No, I just saw the Howard Hamlin one where he's like, remember, don't go in and start yelling, the One Piece is real. And then they combine that with other memes, and it's like, can we get much higher?
I haven't seen any of that. That's the Whitebeard long schlong dick thing whipping back and forth.
I'm not showing that.
And it's so funny because he was just scrolling regular Twitter, right? He was just like reading things. It was like, oh, looking at memes, and then all of a sudden a video just the One Piece is real.
Auto playing of it. Yeah, let's not.
Oh my god, it was hilarious.
Once we get to Whitebeard Schlong, that means the podcast is over. Broke Till Friday podcast
Anyways,
on Instagram.
Pretty quick. Do you have any hobbies that you've been getting into?
Hobbies I've been getting into? No.
No.
Unfortunately. No, I mean Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that. Oh, okay. Real quick, my fucking rant about modern day Yu-Gi-Oh. I was playing on casual, right? I played on fucking casual, and someone played a meta deck. And by the time it was my standby phase, all 5 of my main zones were blanked out.
Yeah.
I told you that, right? I was like, this is so much fun and interactive. Wow, I really get to play the game today. You know, and it's like
I love wasting. I have 4 minutes a day to do whatever I want.
I love
not
wasting it
including
watching you play
family.
solitaire and then not get to play the game. You know,
And just instantly losing, or no, sorry, not instantly
Dumbest
losing.
shit
Having my entire field locked down and then waiting 30 minutes for you to get the one creature that can actually kill me.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because it took him a while too.
Yeah.
Because I had a fusion monster you put in the extra monster zone, but still, it's like, and then he just goes, okay, banish. And I'm like,
Great.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then all his monsters are in defense position, and it's like, this is so fun and interactive. And it's stupid. It really should have been a once per turn, but because it's not once per turn, that's why it's meta. And it's like, I don't know, Konami's just doing it for money.
Like the thing is that sure, the meta for Yu-Gi-Oh has always been about lockdown. It's always been about restricting access. Like what's that bird illusion? Whatever fuck.
Drolock bird? I don't know.
No, it's from the old days. It's Yutsugatsu or some shit like that.
Yatagarasu, where you skip their draw phase.
Yeah, skip their draw phase. It's the meta for Yu-Gi-Oh has always been on lockdown, but the casual version of Yu-Gi-Oh has always had room. Like, I remember going into my locals and playing dust-ons and still managing to like do stuff, and that's kind of lockdown too. But you can sacrifice the dust-ons, you can like get rid of them in other ways.
Yeah.
Like there was still room for non-complete like restriction plays.
Yeah.
Like I fucking what was the thing that I would always play before? Malefics. I go to the local game store, go on casual online, and it'd be fun. Like I remember still going on Dueling Network and playing casual and being able to do stuff with that. Like still having a good win rate. Not anymore. Even casual is nothing but like restriction, like lockdown thing.
Yeah, like if you don't come out with 3 negates on casual, they're like, oh well, you're gonna lose the game. And it's like, fuck.
It's like, that's why I play Magic now.
Time to play Magic. That's
Time
what
to
I've
play
learned.
Magic,
I'm gonna
yes.
pick up Magic.
I have actually been trying to get into another hobby.
What?
Which is bad because I still haven't finished my 3D printer hobby. I'm trying to make alcohol.
Got a micro brew in the fridge.
Gonna microbrew in the fridge.
I'll bring the ridged chips.
No, but really, I've been following this TikTok account that like teaches you how to make
Bootleg your own alcohol.
Like bootleg, like moonshine. No.
Moonshine in the bathtub.
No, like to make like what was it? I think it's like bourbon, or like vodka. And like they show it, and it's not simple per se, but it is very easy to get the materials for. You just need really cold ice and like an oven and like the ingredients that you're gonna make the thing out of. Because you just wash the fruit that you're gonna use. You put it in water. You rinse it out. Then you like let it soak in the water for like a day or two. Mm-hmm. And then you put it in this vase thing. You turn on the heat, and you put like a little upside down lid on it, and then you just put really cold ice on the on top of it, and the heat will will evaporate all the water inside, and it'll hit the lid, and in the lid it'll drip down, and that'll become alcohol. That'll be the alcohol. Because the ice on top will condense it right there on the lid.
That's crazy.
And it's really cool, and I want to start doing it.
Hell
But
yeah.
I also don't want to be spending a lot of money because I have 3 other hobbies that I haven't finished doing
Finishing,
yet.
yeah. All right. Well,
Plus all the work I do.
that's true. It's okay. Once you get your Monday through Friday job, you'll have the weekends off.
Oh, true.
Finally.
Finally.
Let's work on that.
Yeah.
Broke till Friday.
Catch you later.
Oh wait, we got to post for the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, true.
Where we go like. Wait. So
Okay, wait,
Qatar,
la-
for a
last
thing
minute-
like Qatar. What? Oh, wait. All right. Good enough.
Laters.
Up at 4 a.m. I used to be a piece of shit. You said.
I used to be a piece of shit,
It's
but
like-
people can grow.
I was a piece of shit. Used to be. I said was, and then he's like just doing this whole like cacophony of just verbal diarrhea that he's throwing at you, and you're sitting there going, "What?" And he goes, "I think I'm ready to hold the baby now." And you're like, "No, you're clearly unstable." And then
You're gonna fucking murder us all with a baby. Like you're gonna break a 2x4 with
straight
it or
up.
something.
I don't know if you saw it when I posted it, but it was. I don't even know if I typed it right.
Rush equals
No,
what the fuck?
I fucking.
Ridges?
There it is.
Oh,
There it
ridge
is.
chips.
Let's see if you. I wonder if you saw this one.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat, and we're broke till Friday.